Oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? Damn. Fucking, just got them being re-educated. Yeah, man, so I went ahead and I was liaring myself in the fucking bathroom, man, at a public rest stop. Fucking security came in there, asked me what I was doing. I told him, I said, man, this does it look like I'm kicking my ass. Unfortunately, these guys were woke DEI motherfuckers, man. So they done tackled me and shit, right? Went ahead and said, check him, for identification. I was sitting there like, I'm gonna see what the fuck these guys do, man. And the next, I get slapped with fucking racial hate crime, man. I was like, how the fuck do I get slapped with the hate crime? They go, well, we found your tribal ID and you're beating the shit out of an indigenous person. I was like, bro, I'm fucking crazy, man. I mean, I'm beating the crap out of myself. Yeah, racist. That was a weird time in fucking jail. I mean, you gotta see the shit, man. I mean, I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, man, I all played it up too. I was like, yeah, man. So I beat the fuck out of this indigenous motherfucker. They were like, what? I was like, yeah, man. I was like, that motherfucker was acting all like he was red on the outside, but fucking some other color on the inside, man. Had to fucking show him who's native strong and shit, man. When they were all sitting there and stuff, I was like, yeah, man. I was like, you know what? Yeah, what they showed of it, man. I pointed right in the fucking beard, man. I was like, yeah, there he is right fucking there, you fucking bitch. I started trying to fucking go and so yeah, let's just say I went ahead and I got slapped in fucking segregation. Is nah. That would be fucked up though. You got arrested. What for? You got a hate crime, bro. Oh man, how the fuck do I get a hate crime, man? I didn't say nothing derogatory or nothing. Nah, bro, we seen your native ID, bro. That's why you go and you beat up an indigenous person. But I'm said indigenous person. Exactly. That's how we got you. Oh, that's how we got you. Fucking shit was horrible, man. He made me cry like a little bitch. I was sitting in there because the fucking prison heavy went ahead and told me, he said, cupcake, man. I was like, fuck, man. I was just sitting there. I was all fucking crying. I was like, that I do not want my fucking prison nickname to be fucking Cupcake. They started laughing his ass off. It was like, no. Grabbed my cupcake and went walking away. I started crying even more, man. Like, man, look at this little crybaby bitch. Hey, fucking prison name. That's crybaby bitch. Be like, the second he went in and dropped this soap, man, somebody went in and went to go pick it up. They thought he was gonna fucking get raped, man. Oh fuck, man, that dude beat the shit out of him. Fucking at one point he was standing up on top of the fucking thing there, man. Fucking that fucking native guy, man, fucking bare ass and shit like that, right between where the toilets and the fucking shower was at, man. He was standing bare ass up on that motherfucker like a bear wolf style, man. They started like doing some Greco-Roman wrestling and shit, man. We were just like, nah, man, no, what do you call it? Then he got even more pissed off. It was like, I don't roll with the pride shit, man. And then he started beating the crap out of everybody. And then he got the people who are stronger than him. And believe me, when he punched the first guy, and that was his worst mistake, he punched the heavy. He didn't even know it was the heavy. Like, he got the fuck knocked out of him. Be like, but everybody else who wanted revenge didn't want to take it on him, man. Be like, they tried to give him a blanket party and shit, and somehow the native guy was sleeping underneath this fucking bunk. I mean, there were fucking bunks all over the motherfucking place, man. But somehow he was sleeping under the bunk, man. They all went inside of his room to go get him. He lynched him. And then the heavies were laughing. Like, those fuckers, man. One guy was fucking Star Person. Another guy was Nicholas Kerr. Jack Meekoff and shit like that, man. All them motherfuckers, man. They all locked me up in a goddamn cell, man. Well, let me be more honest. It was down inside of my brain, inside of a fucking cage. But yeah, we fucking slugged it out. I was like, hell no. Oh, had to get my fight back, man, to get back here. I mean, the motherfucker that had knocked out, like the boss just sat there and laughed. He even looked at me and said, I'm not the prison heavy, right? I'm not even the fucking warden. I don't even give a fuck. You just a mental disability. Me, a mental disability. What the fuck? It made me cry like a little bitch. I was all like, don't know. It's kind of like that one dude, man. Yeah, y'all fucking everybody all food and shit like that, man. I just kind of looked at. She was at her social experiment. I was like, man, fuck this guy, man. He's a big liar. I do a fucking social experiment too, man. I'll fucking die and then I'll go ahead and fucking see how many of these videos I can shoot. And I'll just shoot a whole shit ton of them back to back, man. I'll go a whole hour long with it. Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, but be careful, you guys. When you guys get into fights, man, they always look for something to go ahead and throw against you, man. Always some crazy shit going on. But like, fuck, man, I was up there in space and shit, man. I was telling them about how I could go and smoke pot and have machine guns and shit. And they looked at me and they started laughing and shit like that. They're like, bro, that shit's legal up here, man. They're like, is that what you really wanted to do? I was sitting there on a fucking asteroid belt shooting fucking meteorites that were coming by, man. Shit was bomb as fuck. Then I asked them to join them and they said, you join us? Fuck no, you're human, man. Go back to Earth. Yeah, man, they didn't like me too much, man. They kicked my ass too. They kicked my ass too. Y'all was looking. Said every time I see you have a black can in your hand. Yeah, it's I'm fucking hypoglycemic. My dumb ass, I won't eat fucking regular food. I could eat like a fucking orange and shit and get my sugars, but I decided that, oh no, I want toxin in my veins. So that's awesome. Yeah, bad. So anyways, that's played by Gabe so fucking hard. It is this is actually, you could laugh, okay? This isn't a joke, but you can fucking laugh, okay? So I played my game so hard. So goddamn hard that I broke the fucking controller, right? I take that bitch apart and stuff. That's a PS5 controller, okay? I thought, yeah, man, I'll fix it and I get my my triangle button to work, man. Believe me, I did it 3 times, okay? I don't know what Firewater did to his fucking triangle button, but man, maybe I was spamming Perry too much in fucking Rise of the Ronin, man. I better say that. I done broke my fucking controller. I'm like, my woman's like, you got 2 more bosses before you said you were gonna quit, and I'm all sitting there blocking, dodging, fucking normal attacking and shit. She's like, why aren't you doing your specials where you just knock them backwards and fucking like hit them for massive amounts of damage? I'm sitting there dodging and shit like that. I'm like popping fucking pills and shit. I'm like, oh man, I need to heal. Playing whack-a-mole and shit. Hey, they're the pinata, and I'm gonna fucking break that pinata open. And believe me, I whacked that motherfuckers repeatedly. Hey, I beat them repeatedly, man. You think what do you call it? And my dumbass, I even put a difficulty for myself. I said, well, in this playthrough, I'm gonna go ahead and work with the Shogunate, and I'm gonna go ahead and not kill anybody. First thing I managed to do is kill my mentor with a wooden sword. Explain that shit to me. I mean, did I beat her too hard? I mean, I cried. I was like, oh my God, I killed grandma no matter what I do, even if I use a regular sword. I was like, man, she was like a mother to me. I don't even know this fucking game, but I know that for a fact. My twin, my cousin, whatever the fuck. The other half of my fucking killing style, man, is out there missing and shit. For me, I made a snake-eyed chick with fucking white skin and shit like that, man. It was like one of the presets. I was like, ooh, this one. And then I made my guy short and small, looking like I was trying to go for the Super Mario look, and then somehow he looked like the fucking guy from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the old guy, man, but fucking younger. Like I made like the young version of the fucking old grandpa guy who gets told by fucking what's his name? Fuhrer Bradley. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm drooling. Like my dog outside. I'm drooling and I'm fooling. Yeah, I was sitting there all trying to work on my game, man. I was all like sitting there with my old lady. I was like, started spitting out that fucking corny shit, man. That cringe shit. I was like, hail to the king, baby. Hey, give me some sugar. Hey. Come on, honey. Give me that sweet, sweet money, huh? Yeah. Try to Pepe Le Pew that shit, man. Fucking unfortunately, all my shit got shot down. I got called corny as fuck. I even got laughed at. And then when I went to go get a hug and shit like that, I got told, I'm not like other girls and I don't like to be touchy-feely hug shit. I was like, and then I started laughing because I realized that, I got with someone who's antisocial. She cares for me. But that touchy-feely crap, that's like secondary and shit. That whole, like, oh, yeah, you got to do something. What do you call it? It's like, yeah. Yeah. I said, yeah. Hey. Hopefully they don't get in trouble for that, man. That was an ad. Hey. They talking about that the Montana elections. Hey. I don't know who I'm gonna vote for. All I heard is that if I vote for one dude, that I automatically have to vote for the same party. I was like, what the fuck? You know? I was like, I'm more for like, for one person and then another person, man, because, that's how I roll. There's some people whose shit on either side, okay? Both sides. Just putting it out there, all right? Has some very shady fucking characters, all right? You know, y'all know who we're talking about, man. Y'all probably had to deal with them firsthand. Maybe they're still in office right now and they're fighting to go ahead and what do you call it? All I'm saying is that be smart with your vote. Otherwise, I really don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Different smokes for different folks, man. You know? Some people scream, oh, where's this super left? And others are like, we're super right. And I'm like, man, both sides have like fucked up people in them, right? And at one point in history, the right was pretty much going for everything that the left was doing now. At one point, you do fucking realize that, right? And that's what I keep on telling people. I'm like, nah, man, these people get this God complex and shit in them, man. They want that power, that control and shit, man. I'm like, you can't control that shit. What you can control is your own fucking life. You trying to work with like the shit God works with, man, and you ain't God. Okay? I'm just saying that shit, man. People will look at me like, well, what is that supposed to mean? It's like, well, let me ask you this, okay? Simple question. If can you really tame fucking that which is untamable? Can you control the elements? Can you make something out of nothing? Not really. I mean, you make a business and shit out of nothing, but I'm talking like physical fucking matter in the world. Can you make water? Can you make fucking thunder? Yes, we can. Using technology, we can do all of that shit. But I'm saying, as a human being, are you capable of harnessing such power? No, you're not able to. We have to use tools and other little substances and shit like that and science and crap like that to go ahead and make this shit. Well, I tell people, well, yeah, I'm a fucking pyromancer. Check it out. I just made fire. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like, if you stop and think about it, like the shit they were talking about back in like the thing that he made fire out of no technology. It's weird. I see weird shit all the time, weird coincidences and stuff. And like I tell people, man, you just gotta remember there's one dude who or being, whatever entity, whatever you want to call him, her, whatever it. I believe that it's an omnipresence, man. It could be whatever the fuck you manifest in your mind. Because it's so powerful, so great of a being that if you're all at like feminist, this and that, you'll see like a woman. If you're all about male, this and that, you'll see like a what do you call it? You see what you want to see. You know what I mean? In my mind, I picture some old fella who like has like what do you call it and stuff. So, somebody else's mind, maybe they picture a woman what do you call it? I have no fucking clue. I just know that in my mind, I picture, God, whatever, this being that created everything, man. This person who at one point created monsters, beasts, and shit like that. Yeah, has dominion over them. Made the fucking elements. Yeah, has dominion over them. That made all of us, and yet exists through all of us, through every fucking thing in the planet, man. That's what I believe. I believe the Spirit of God is in everything. It's in music, it's in what do you call it, and it's just that others have hijacked this shit, and like everything that was ever made or ever created was made by God. And he realized that we had that power to create weird shit. We had the power to bring crap back. People sit there and say, well, necromancy. I'm like, well, they're cloning fucking Babbitt right now to bring back from the dead. Just state the fact that, right there, you're kind of crossing it to like divinity territory and shit. Sitting there saying, we're gonna make robots that could think and act like people. Why? What are you trying to fucking prove? Me, I want a robot that's a fucking robot. I don't want a robot that sits there and says, I have they, them pronouns. What the fuck? You're supposed to be a tool to make my life fucking better. How the fuck is that making my life better? Sounds like you're replacing me. I blow up all these fucking movies like Megan and shit like that and stuff, and all these things where they fucking try to like say that robots have like sentience. I'm like, or they fucking make up like, oh well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make these like fucking like pretty much like humans. I don't know what to fucking say about that. I don't know what to say. That's the shit that make me feel weird. I sit there, I'm like, what the fuck, Hobie? Why you gotta try to make something into something? What do you call? What are you trying to replace people? You want fucking something that'll kiss your ass? We'll say yes. We'll do it what you want it to fucking do. I highly doubt people are gonna fucking like that. I almost believe that's what they're doing. They're pushing all this shit so that way robots, like all these like population drops and shit like that. I think that's what they're trying to do is like get everybody killed off where only certain people are alive. The people who say yes to them and kiss their ass. That's what I believe. Who that is, I don't know. It's probably an organization. It's probably a group of people probably up there. What do you call it? That's why I said, why push the stupid agenda? You push all these weird agendas and shit. Oh, you should mutilate yourself and then take pills that chemically castrate you and shit. And they say, oh, it's to stop puberty and shit. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, man? It's like they're calling people. What is this, the purge? You purging us? We have to go and sit there, take vaccines, or oh well, these guys didn't take this, so what we're gonna do is make this worse. That's what it fucking feels like. I mean, I listened to their narratives. It scared the fuck out of me. What about that one thing a few years ago where they said that one of those universities was fucking doing like testing on it, changing its genetic structure of the fucking coof? I was like, what? Everybody says, well, what about Second Amendment rights? I'm like, yeah, well, I believe everybody should have a gun unless they're fucking nuts. Or they're gonna fucking go on a murderous rampage. Or they have anger problems or some shit. I obviously believe that you shouldn't have a gun then. There's a chance you'll go ahead and do some fucking stupid shit and do a fucking tragedy. Something horrendous. That's why I kind of sit there and tell people, I'm like, well, okay, you guys sit there and tell me about these wars going on, saying this and that. I get mad at them. I'm like, this is the same shit. Like, okay, so like I heard this in the 90s, right? About free Tibet. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, man. I'm going to own me some shit. And then they say the same shit. Free, like, whatever the fuck, Palestine or some shit like that. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I got me a country. And then I'd be told, oh, no, it's about civil dissidents. And I'm sitting there like, motherfucker, don't say free anything if you're talking about something, what do you call it, man? Fucking that shit there sound weird. You know, then they say, well, what are freedom of speech? And I'm like, it's in the title of it, freedom of speech. Okay, there's some speech that isn't allowed. All right, it should be fucking noted that that's the shit not allowed. You know, sitting there threatening somebody is not fucking freedom of speech. Instigating them and shit like that is not freedom of speech. Okay, that's just good old fashioned thuggery. All right. As I said, there's a lot of shit that's not freedom of speech. That, you know, I mean, morally, you would want fucking for fucking free speech for that shit, anyways. You know what I mean? These fucking dudes with the shit about maps. Okay, right there, yeah, that they have a right to speak about that shit, but at the same time, the actions in which they are talking about are fucking horrendous. You know, it's like I really don't think they should talk about that. You know, but I mean, if they start posting pictures and like fucking talking about their actions, then by all means, send them motherfuckers to jail. It's like there's certain rules in humanity, man, that you don't fucking, what do you call it, man? Everybody seems to do, we want no rules. I'm like, you know, there are fucking certain rules that you just don't cross. Going in and fucking going on a murderous rampage and shit like that is some shit that, you know, is gonna cause a bunch of tragedy, gonna cause people to fucking go out there and do dumb shit. I don't fucking know. I try to explain this to people in the simplest terms, but like I said, a lot of times I feel like it goes in one ear and out the other. So that's why I make comedy jokes about it. I tell people, like, you know, I was like, this is a fucked up comparison, right? I was like, it took a certain individual that was disturbed to fire multiple times into a fucking crowd. It took the police officers once to take the guy down. And people go, well, what significance does that have? And I go, leave shit to the professionals. You know, I'm not saying every Joe Schmo should, what do you call it? Just like how I'm like, you know, I used to believe that people could go ahead and try whatever they want to try. But then when I think about it, I'm like, look, if you're an activist trying to take over video games and you say, well, my video games suck and I'm leaving the industry, good. You know damn well that your shit is activism and not really fucking video games. You should go back to doing that. I don't know how successful that is. I honestly, I might act, what do you call it? Against, you know, wokeness, because, you know, it's forced DEI. It's not natural. It's unnatural. You know, to sit there and hate somebody on their fucking skin color is fucking unnatural. I suffered from both sides. I tell people this all the time. I got fucking hated on before this whole fucking woke bullshit for being a Native American. And then you sit there and say, well, you know, you're gonna hurt everybody who's white. And I'm like, well, I'm light complected, but I'm Native American, and you're fucking saying to hate people like me. Well, I stand against that shit because I see it for what it is. It's like these fuckers that went ahead and promised us all these things on these treaties and then go back on them. It's like people who sit there and say, well, you know, a certain president's going to fucking try to go and take away all the reservations. I sit there and say, go ahead. Break the treaties that your fucking country has always done against my people and prove the discrimination. I guarantee you there'll be a fucking lawsuit that will come after you from every fucking tribal nation. Like, if you want to do that, then get rid of every ghetto, barrio, and fucking trailer park in every place that has fucking high crime and poverty. Get rid of that shit, and then you could go ahead and get rid of the reservations, because then there would be no fucking reason to have a reservation. But until then, we're a sovereign nation who gets added more fucking laws than anything else. Why I tell people that, and they look at me funny, like, well, what's that supposed to mean? I'm like, well, did you know that if I go ahead and diss white people or say that I'm racist against them, that I get kicked off the reservation? Did you know that I have to be 21 to purchase a fucking rock star? Did you know that in order to smoke weed here, I have to make sure that I hide it and smuggle it into my fucking home for it to be fucking legal? Because if they catch me with it in my car, they're going to take it away. You know? I'm like, did you know that they passed an ordinance to try to make this a dry fucking res by going and saying we're going to sell alcohol at 5 o'clock every day? Now, if you tell me if that's not discrimination and fucking, what do you call it? Being held down and chained up, I don't fucking know what is. I'm waiting for them to say, well, you know what? People can't make YouTubes no more. The government said nobody could make YouTubes. Like, fuck, if I tried to go ahead and sign up for TikTok and go shoot on there, how controversial and fucked up I am, they'd be saying, he's a Russian spy. Oh, fuck, now what's his fucking last name? Fucking Mikov? First name Jack? Fucking asshole. And if not, they'll be like, oh, man, he a fucking Chinese spy. Look at his eyes and shit. Look at him when he's stoned. I mean, no offense, the Native Americans came over on that road to Russia. I mean, how do we not know that he wasn't part of communist China and then communist fucking Russia, and then his people came over here to America? I mean, chances are his great-granddaddy was French, so he was probably a fucking communist too. One of his relations, he says, is from Japan or overseas, and apparently the only English they could speak was Blackfeet because they spoke their native language the whole time working on the railroad. So obviously he's one of these fucking things. Look at this bastard. His whole family is on one side, his mother's side is all fucking, half Mexican. Look at this guy. Look at this fucking guy. One of his grandpas went ahead and cheated on their grandma and has a kid over in Germany and shit. Look at this fucking guy. There's a fucking traitor right there. I mean, I'm sitting there waiting for them to start calling that shit out. I'll be like, I served in the army, motherfucker. If there's only one thing that I fucking believe in, that's the Scouts, motherfucker. And not the Boy Scouts, the Cavalry Scouts. Be looking at me like, well, what's that supposed to mean? It means that I only fucking, for my country, you pricks. I don't care about any other country. Let them deal with their shit. They dug it. They made their hole. Let them fucking sleep in it. If people are worried about it, go over there and help them fight in their shit then. But nope, they all say Firewater's the bad guy. He says some ignorant shit and stuff. And I'm sitting there like, it's not fucking ignorant. I'm just saying that if you really want to fucking do something physical, go fucking over there, do something physical to help out. Chances are they're going to put you on the fucking front line to get shot at. You're going to go over there and try to expecting to fucking pick up buildings and help people out of the fucking thing. No, you're going to end up on the fucking front line over there. That's their way of helping. Any fucking place you go to, any foreign country you go to, you're not going to be doing just, They're going to make you fucking go into war. What am I supposed to say? Oh, boo-hoo, you guys. Nah. Like I said, if you support, what you believe in, you support, then yeah, by all means, go and back it up. But I mean, I tell people, look at the statistics, man. I mean, if you join the army, I mean, a good chunk of them are on food stamps and shit like that, man. And, like I said, there's a lot of fucking variables into that. That's why I said there's a lot of people like debating on this shit. The prices going up. I tell people, I'm like, well, all right, you keep on raising the prices of food. We keep on going into fucking debt real bad. I don't know what to fucking do about it. It's not my problem. I'm a normal citizen. I know right away that I'm also psychotic. So what am I supposed to do? Fucking go run for office? What? No, man, I'm going to be bribed and everything else. I fucking know that. I could be bought. Why you say leave politics to better people than me? I tell people that all the time. Like, I can't fucking fix it. I could just sit there and hope that the person that I elect is one that will go and back me up. Back up the side of righteousness and not some crazy authoritarian fucking legislate to go ahead and censor America. I mean, I have no reason to believe that if this person becomes, the other side becomes fucking elected, that they're going to do anything good about it. I mean, they literally have a fucking dude who's all about socialism on their side. I honestly see the America fucking going down and everybody starving and dying and people getting killed and people being threatened about their fucking beliefs and shit like that. I mean, no offense, and then on the other side, people are like, well, there's a tyranny. And I'm like, well, you do know that there's a reason why we exercise our Second Amendment, and that the people on one side want to take away all of our fucking amendments. And then the other side wants to preserve some of our amendments. And then there's dudes in the middle that want to alter said amendments to suit their fucking needs. That's why I said I don't know what to believe. Same thing with free speech. Like I said, there's some things you can say, some things you cannot fucking say. Sitting there promoting like fucking underage shit and stuff like that, the gross shit. That is not fucking right. I don't believe that is fucking free speech. I believe that's fucking disgusting speech. Same thing with threatening people. Like when I go and tell somebody, well, fuck you, and want to meet me outside, that's me challenging you to a fucking duel, which is obviously not allowed in this day and age. You know what I mean? Like I tell people, if you have a problem with me, just come up to me on the fucking streets and we'll settle it. If you want to settle it with words, we'll settle it with words. If you want to go more than words, I will fucking say, let's record it. It's how I roll. I mean, if I get beat up, I got beat up fucking standing for what I believed in, and I got my ass kicked. Am I going to sit there and what do you call it? I'm like, nah, man, people do this shit to themselves. Person talking shit about me before. All I did was say nothing. Got pissed off, got mad, was aggravated and shit. And believe me, there's some fucks that deserve to get fucking head smashed in and shit. There's one asshole about a week ago, maybe two. This fat fuck tells me, keep in mind now, I'm using this term loosely because I really hate this motherfucker. So he's working at fucking the thing there at security. He tells me and everybody else, right? Well, you can't go in yet. There's too many people. There's only 2 cashiers and just one of us working. So he's standing there, right? Nobody on the other side. Okay, this big heavy set guy comes up. All these dudes start leaving at the fucking deal, at the fucking town pump, right? Well, homie starts letting people on the other side in and shit, and I'm getting pissed because I'm like, well, what the fuck? What's going on here? I'm like, I'm not even coming here to buy anything. I'm going right there, drawing out my money, getting the fuck out of here, right? Dude just kept on, what do you call it? Then he started fucking laughing. Then he let this other fucking drunk guy that was stumbling around with no fucking teeth in. Then homeboy comes right there while we're fucking sitting there because I go, oh man, I'm a fucking blast this dude. I even told my woman that. I'm a fucking blast this dude. He gets mad at me and tells me, well, we're gonna go in. You can't come in. Well, dude lets me go in. So we go in. Next thing you know, this no-teeth motherfucker is sitting there going ahead and tells him, well, should I give him it now? I'm sitting there looking at this dude like, what are you going to fucking give me? What, a punch in the fucking face? You just looked at your accomplice. It's like, I'll fucking see you outside. Went walking outside when I went to go drop homie's fucking car off. And, nah, man, dude and fucking doughboy fucking both didn't even come out. Fucking dude all started, this arm up like this. I'm like, hey, you look like a fucking pussy. I was like, man, I don't know what the fuck you lost your teeth to, motherfucker. What, were you sucking dick that much for your fucking meth and fentanyl? It's like, holy fuck. I was like, you pathetic piece of shit. I actually seen some of my fam over there sleeping off. I told him about it. I was like, I don't know. I'm almost about ready to give you guys a couple bucks to go knock that fucking asshole out when he comes out here thinking he fucking won. And I thought, nah, I'll just save my money. But yeah, I was just like, oh, they got all these weirdos and shit like that. What do you call it? I tell people, man, I'm like, fuck. I just barely got my car ready. I was like, hey, they took my war pony out there, man. Gonna go on that mystical trip through space. Hey, through time and space. I was in that other dimension. I was smoking that crack. Hey. By that I mean that ass crack, man. Oh, that fucking alien had an ass like my woman. Hey, just boom. I was like, god damn. woke up and found out that I was dreaming the entire time, and apparently I was laying next to my woman. Hey. Now I'm fucking around, y'all. Anyways, man, like I said, just I don't know, it's fucking crazy, you know what I mean? Like I said, free speech. There's a lot of fucking shit that could be done with free speech, you know. But like I tell people, it's the context of it. You know what I mean? If you're sitting there saying, "Well, why did you charge money for something?" and then say that everybody has to delete said save file or whatever, and then they have to restart over everything from day one. Like I said, that's free speech right there. You're asking a question. But if you sit there and say, "Well, fuck these devs, you guys should burn in hell and fucking die," no, that's not fucking free speech. That's actually a fucking threat. You know what I mean? And I see that online, man. People try to claim like threats as free speech, and I'm like, bro, that's a fucking straight up threat, man. Now, if you said their work was crap that you were too broke to buy it, now that's free speech. So I know my broke ass is that I'm not even fucking woke. Oh my God, the woke cursed me. No, these bastards somehow they because I'm against them. They fucking hit me with their woke fucking curse, man. I'm forever to be broke now. Is pray for me, man. I don't need your money, man. What I need is y'all to pray for me. Yeah, all right, y'all. I'm done fucking around. Like I said, man, do you. So, like this dude asking me about the thing that he had all these dudes lined up that were teachers of philosophy and shit. Like the dude that made it, down to his buddy, down to the dude who he taught, down. I sat there and made the joke. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, fucking Diogenes. I was like, oh man, I was like, my boy wasn't on her Diogenes. People were like, huh? One dude was like, man, it'd be all funny games say shit on the table. I was like, bro, it's Diogenes, man. This guy didn't believe in fucking like fancy shit. It wouldn't even be a feast, man. I'd be wondering where the fuck we got the potatoes and whatever the fuck he got. Hey, fucking his shit or anywhere would just probably be the norm. No, but he'd probably be having a fucking picnic out in the woods. I mean, all these other dudes were like all fancy, like dudes like Plato and those dudes and shit. Or not Plato. Fuck, what the fuck's his name? You know the dude who made that thing there, and then homeboy followed his shit, and then it's like the word where philosophy fucking branched that, man. But yeah, that dude, man. I picture them in fancy settings. Diogenes, nah, man, he like the dude sitting there on the street corner, man. Like this is modern day, okay? If this is this shit, okay? Him in real life, okay? This guy would be sitting there, probably expensive ass, not even expensive ass phone, probably fucking an old phone he found in a fucking garbage somewhere or something. Is like, I don't even know what to do with this. I can't even charge it. And in his hand, he'd probably be like, yeah, let's eat, man. We'd be sitting there eating like fucking some like vendor style tacos or some shit like that, man. No offense. I don't think he'd be having no fancy fucking banquet or anything like that. I mean, it's Diogenes, But yeah, no, like I said though, I was just thinking about that. And I was even thinking about when people were talking about Beetlejuice. I'm like, I don't want to watch that movie, man. Beetlejuice. I was like, I watched the first one. I'm watching the fucking animated series right now. If you don't know where it's at, Tubi. Hey, making sure Hollywood don't track me down, man. Be calling in their government agents, man. I tell people, I'm like, I'm not scared to walk into a church. I won't burst into flames there. I know that. I have my faith in God. What I'm scared to do is when I walk into a government building, I'm going to burst into flames. Those motherfuckers don't like me. Anyways, y'all, peace out. Hope y'all have a good night.